Alrighty. Hello, guys. Thanks for joining us again for another episode of the Football Fan Zone. No club football this weekend. The usual suspects are in the house as usual. I'll start with Chooks. Chooks, how was your weekend without club football?
Yeah, it's sad, bro. We have me trying to watch things like Love Island and the rest. It's honestly the most depressing time of the year.
But it's also a kind of like good now, no Nketiah or Martinelli
Nah,
to
nah,
break your
nah.
heart.
No, those guys for now.
Spoil your weekend.
Respect my boy Eddie, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
Talk
no,
about it.
no bad shield conversations.
no Pochettino out conversations.
Adams has not logged onto LinkedIn, man. It's the time to relax, recoup.
All right, man. The Adams. How was the weekend without club football?
It was good. We had some international football. We had your Nigerian team, Pius.
Your Nigerians.
Do what they do best, put you in compromising situations. Of course, we had England as well.
You know what they do best. This Iceland.
Yeah, so we had some football, but yeah, like Chick said, it's getting boring now.
Yeah, we need that Euros to start tomorrow, cause
I'm telling you, something to at least
I need
agending.
I need agenda.
To agenda.
I saw a certain man's country that he supports starts Palmer and Fooding.
Yes, we're going to get into that.
It's a friendly game, man. It's a friendly
I
game.
was-
Relax.
We're going to
Relax.
get into that. Yes. Yeah, guys. The weekend was without club football. We had to feed on scraps. Some international football. But well, I for one, I don't have so much issues. I kind of like find it interesting keeping in touch with international football. I was watching Mali versus Ghana. I was watching Uganda versus Botswana, and I was watching Senegal versus Mauritania. So yeah, interesting for me. I found it interesting. So yeah, that's what we have to do. No club football, and then looking forward to the Euros tournament. Okay, guys, let's get into it. Let's get into it. The big tournament for me, like I mentioned earlier, like it's the Euros is like the second best thing after the World Cup for me. In terms of balls and excitement, quality of football as well, must be said. So let's get into it. The Adams, let me start with you, right? Let's talk England. All the pre-tournament friendlies are out of the way. The squad selection is out of the way. We know the team that is going to represent England in the tournament. Though we saw England lose their final pre-tournament friendly game to Iceland. I think that and there's a record. I think that's never happened. Like maybe such a long time. Maybe like England losing their last warm-up game for a major tournament. So alarm bells are kind of ringing, and opinions have started to sway. Before the friendly, England was the favourites. Now opinions are like, maybe England is not the favourites. How things can always. Football is always one game can just change the narrative. But I know you're calm. You're like, nah, it's just a friendly game. Let's get your thoughts. What do you think? Let's start off with the friendly game against Iceland.
Yeah. So, like you said, I think it might be a blessing in disguise for England that they're able to lose that game, and people are starting to talk about them. Maybe you take a little bit of pressure from them. But what that game showed us is that there's no time to experiment. Southgate has to go with what is tried, tested, approved, whatever you want to qualify it. He has to go with the trusted guard, the guys that have delivered the goods in the past. And we saw that it's a game of profiles. On the England squad, there are a lot of different profiles, which would be challenging for Southgate. But that game just reassured me, and I knew, I was able to see the guys clearly. I was able to see the picture clearly, and I have a picture in mind of who should clearly start and who should clearly play. In my point of view, a player like Trent Alexander-Arnold definitely, absolutely has to start. And none of that midfield gimmick. He should play right back. He's not. He shouldn't play midfield. He has to start as a right back because the amount of chances that he alone can create, the type of player that he is, the danger that he possesses, they need that type of talent on the field. I know sometimes, we try to be funny at times and we might talk about his defensive liabilities. I think sometimes he's overplayed. Yeah, I'm guilty of that too, right? When we're try to be funny and do our agenda. But yeah, there's ways to cover for that. You can get the help side defender. We know how you guys Liverpool does it sometimes with Kanute helping out, and then also the midfielder helping out as well. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold definitely has to play. Maybe in the odd game where there's a very great uh, danger, or maybe like an Mbappe, they're playing an Mbappe type of player, or they're playing somebody that that has that threat, that 1v1 ability. Maybe then Walker comes in for games like that. But besides that, I think Trent needs to play. And we've also seen that Foden in number 10 can't work. It's a little different in Man City. Man City, they are one of the best positional teams in the world. So Foden is able to do very well off the ball, finding spaces, and then when he gets the ball, he's always either trying to score or set somebody else up. He's never really on the ball that much, trying to create as a number 10. And they also have somebody in Rodri that is dictating play. He's one of the best in the world, and he's able to pick up passes. He's able to drought defenders, people out of shape with the way the way he passes. And England don't really have that. Declan Rice is very good at other things, but Arsenal don't even use him as a build-up type of midfielder, right? They use guys like Jorginho Apate to supplement him. So in that case, yeah, I don't think he'll work as a number 10. We need to go back to Jude Bellingham as that sort of makeshift number 10. I know he's not really a number 10, almost like an auxiliary striker. I think he suits Harry Kane very well. Harry Kane sometimes like to drop deep. I think Bellingham can then, occupy the space that Harry Kane vacates, and he suits that position very well because he's almost like a false nine. I know he's not a volume chance creator. Bellingham doesn't create a lot of chances, but the little chances that he creates are, very, very good chances, good quality chances. So I think they need to go back to that dynamic. And then the debate of Saka and Palmer, as a Chelsea fan, it might be a controversial one, but I think Saka definitely has to start. He carries that threat. We know that Palmer, very good player, but he likes to operate in the half spaces. I don't think that quite suits how England play right now, especially if you're going to play with a Trent. I think you need Saka to play. Saka almost similar to Salah. We know that dynamic of Trent and Salah. We know how potent that is. And Saka doesn't need to generate too much separation from his guys. He's able to, work angles for shots. And one thing when I watch Arsenal and Liverpool is that Saka and Salah, whenever they receive the ball, their body position is always dangerous, always facing the opposition's goal. And it doesn't take too much for them to get into a danger situation and maybe they take a shot. They don't really need to beat their man. We know Salah is not that type of player that likes to dribble players, same as Saka. So he doesn't really need that. They have pace. They know where to be at the right time, right place at the right time. I think Palmer would be a very good option off the bench. I also think that he suits the number 10 role very well, maybe coming in for Bellingham. But yeah, we've seen that the experiment is over. We definitely need to see Saka play. We need to see Trent play. Now, where I'm torn is who partners Rice, right? Because Rice is not going to dictate play. So who is that guy? Is that Menu? Is that Watson? I'm not too sure, right? I've not really watched a lot of those guys, so I don't really know. But we need somebody else to be that guy to dictate play.
Yeah, very, very good points that you've raised. Chooks, let me come to you on England. Adams has made some points on how he sees England, best deploying what they have, right? So I don't know if you have any sort of contrary view. Palmer, Saka, Foden, especially the Palmer and I think Foden debate who starts. I know that's interesting. That interests you, so let's hear your thoughts.
No, I mean to be objective before I start my jokes. Um, I think the team is unbalanced because
Hmm.
Adam said a lot of important information if you're an England fan, and I feel like he skipped over something else that's important. The defense, who starts? Who starts? Stones can't stay fit. Gehi doesn't stay fit. No physicality between both. Look, sure. I don't know how many games he's played this season. And the guy sent home that the Everton kid that was one of the few players this season that played all 38 games, 90 minutes.
Yeah,
You know, it's, like
that was that's the big debate.
Yeah,
yeah, you
that's
know,
another
you
one.
send someone like that home, and as you said, you know, you need someone to dictate play in big games. Can that be Menu or the kid from Palace? We'll find out if they
Watson.
have that kind of minerals. But you know, they are a lot more experienced players. Because what you don't want is having a young player with that kind of responsibility earlier. Maybe he shines, you know, and he plays well. But Rice alone, if you have a Rice, Bellingham, and who do you not put in the middle? It just doesn't look balanced. Obviously, they can win games based off sheer individual brilliance. But one thing about tournaments is sometimes it comes down to who can keep the ball and not looking for someone to perform miracles. Obviously, up top they have more than enough. But as we saw, I saw you know clips from the Iceland game. I didn't watch the game, but the general consensus was you know the players on the field didn't have chemistry. And when it comes to you know teams or like international tournaments, it's somewhat easy if you have a coach that knows the kind of style he wants to play, and you can bring players that are going to play that kind of style. With England, you know, we don't. Nobody really knows. Even with Trent, it's like you see what Trent can be if you put him in the midfield, or let's say you put him at right back and kind of play three defenders and you know have him invert. But is Southgate going to do that? Probably not. Probably won't play Trent until the third game. So I feel like he's going to experiment some more. Because at the end of the day, we've seen Bukayo cannot save the team. Even Kane cannot save the team. When it comes down to it, you need some balance. We see it with like, you know, French teams, even Portugal. When they didn't have too many, I would say, superstar players. There's just this chemistry where you know they have everybody in a position that is playing the position they want to play and the position they know how to play best. It was always my concern when I cared about Saka playing in this team. Right now, I hope he doesn't play so he's fresh for my own season. But when people were saying, "Oh, Palmer starts over him or Foden starts over him," fine. Let's say they want to start over him. They are not better right wingers than him. Even Foden, let's say you want to play Menu, Bellingham, and Rice. Where do you not play Foden? He's not a winger, so you put him on the left. It's too many profiles that you're trying to accommodate into one X. And maybe that's just the thing of the Premier League is the most watched league. So in a way, we might overhype players more than you know their actual ability is. But it feels like Southgate himself is trying to accommodate way too many profiles.
Yeah.
And it's going to show because when you have too many people that want to play hero ball, which is what it looked like, you have too many people that want to be the man, that want to score, and nobody wants to pass. Or like what we saw in the Euros. Remember the Euros finals. Kane, if you square that to Sterling, different conversation. You remember that the chance.
Yeah, I think it was World Cup against Croatia.
The World Cup, the World Cup
The World Cup semi-finals, yes.
Yeah, the World Cup semi-finals. If you square that to Sterling, it's a different conversation. Obviously, you know, you can't reduce games to moments like that, but it's always been the thing because you have way too many cooks. And you don't just want to play. It's like whenever people bring up the whole Trent Saka thing, that's something if I was Southgate, you start experimenting since last year. Because you can, Trent and Salah work very well. Obviously, you know, Saka is not yet the player Salah is, but we've seen some of the passes that he can give and Salah can create in that open space. Why don't you find players that complement each other? Instead, you're trying to force Foden and Palmer, who you know, remarkable players in their own right, but these are two players that need to be on the ball and don't really contribute much off the ball. and then you now drop Declan Rice in the middle to cover all that space. And then when they beat him 3, 4, 5 times, everybody's like, "Oh, Declan Rice is not good." Of course, he's not. He's the guy a superhero. Or you go put Menu in the middle of that midfield to detect play for guys that are not going to drop back. Players that can, let's say, something I feel can work is, let's say Menu and Gallagher. Someone that can cover for him even if he wants to move forward. But you have guys like Palmer and Foden that they want to receive the ball and move. I saw that clip of Menu. He ran back on 2-3 transitions in the space of like 3 minutes because the midfield is so open.
Open, yeah.
Those guys are worried about, and it's just is the way they play. You can't really be like, oh, they should change their. It's what works when they play for their clubs.
Yeah.
So yeah, Adams, I don't know how England is going to look. I just know on paper there was enough talents to pick a very balanced squad, and now they are saying Stones picked up a knock. So
Already. Wow.
Yeah, I was reading somewhere. Even Southgate today, I saw on Twitter before we started. Southgate is saying that the team isn't physically where they are supposed to be. Brother, tournament starts this week. What have you been doing since the team is not physically ready? Yeah, so it's these are one of those few tournaments I enjoy because I can sit down and grab some popcorn and properly hate
watch England.
I properly hate
Your star boy is there, man. Your star boy is there. I know what you're doing.
Should have saved me from what Pius forced me to watch on Friday evening, watching Nigeria stink on 90. That's what it should have been. But it's
true. You should have been there.
It's going to be interesting watching England.
You should have been here, man. You should have been here helping us qualify.
Yeah, I don't know, like, you guys have just painted a very gloomy picture about England, It just looks like, Adam's just like, oof. My goodness, things are not.
I just don't trust. Like Chuk said, man. You just have to keep it simple. Keep it simple, man.
Yeah,
forget about
the ball is just simple ball, but when you have all that talent, I think Southgate should have the easiest job because the talent in England is too much. Not able to pick a proper XI. But then you have trying to just pick too many guys.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. Like the Brunswick, I think that is his name. The Everton defender.
Yeah, Jared Brunswick.
It was a no-brainer. The boy is good.
Very good.
I think he's ready to play in the Euros.
We have Lewis Dunk.
You sent him home to keep guys that you won't even play.
Lewis Dunk.
Obviously,
I don't know.
Red card against Serbia loading. Okay. Okay. I just feel like, I don't know, like, what's his name? Guy Southgate has chosen the team, right? I just feel like he just has to find a way. I think for me, looking at previous tournaments, I just think one thing that Southgate should learn from his previous tournaments is just let England play on the front foot. Let's not do this conservative, boring, just pass. Let them from the get go. Put them on the on the offense, attack minded.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have guys like
that's where the strength
There's no way Trent should be on the bench, man. There's no way Trent, bro.
Yeah, and you
I remember. I remember
the players.
I don't know. I think there was the first game of the last England's first game at the last World Cup. Iran 6-2. I still remember that game. Like England were like attack, like they would be smart with those guys. You see Saka, Bellingham. They were just let them. Like, why don't they play like that? Or like they have the. I don't know. Well, I'm not an England fan anyway. The Adams, I'm an England fan. And then another thing is I think he also needs to be proactive. Like he also needs to make changes on time. Like I don't understand. Even we that are not coaches, we don't have but we say okay, make change. You have attacking options on the bench.
And the funny thing, like he has so many profiles, like different array of profiles. Like you can decide to do different things. Like if they throw this at you, they throw a low block at you. You have guys like Palmer that can come into the half spaces and try to, be fancy and pick out a pass. If you want direct guys, you have Gordon, you have Saka. There are different things that you can do. Like he has He has Ivan Tony. He has
Only Watkins.
Oli Watkins.
Man,
Why you
that
laughing? Those are options, man.
um. So who is starting on the left for England?
It has to be Gordon now.
Ah,
Wow.
Anthony Gordon.
well, good.
Shit, when you say that,
I think Foden. I think Foden will start on the left. I
goodness
think Foden will start on
gracious.
the left.
Oh,
Goodness
good luck,
gracious.
Charlie.
Good luck, Charlie.
So,
Good
But
luck.
yeah,
Adams, as a fan and looking at it realistically, where do you see these England teams getting? Would they get to the final? They were in the
Of
final
course.
last year.
of course, man.
Of course, they're going to make it to the final.
My ritual, man. I never go against my team. So, bro,
Yeah.
let the tournament start. Tournament football, like we always say, like you say, football is interesting. You never know, man. You never know.
Yeah,
I-
you never know. You never know. Football is all about tactics and all these things. It'll be boring. We're already
Yeah.
there's always going to always be moments that will
I
surprise
think
you,
people
that
will be
will shock
pleasantly
us.
surprised. I think people will be pleasantly surprised. All I ask is, as long as Southgate keeps it simple, I think people will be surprised by how well England will do. I mean, not surprised because people expect them to get to semi-finals, but I
Yeah.
think they'll get to at least semi-finals.
Yeah, I think I agree. I'm looking at their group right now, and I think they should easily top the group. I'm looking at the team. The only team there that would have given them an issue is Denmark, and Denmark is not that team of the last Euros where
But
I
I'm
think they
looking
also
at
got to the semi.
Slovenia though. I'm looking at that boy that Chuk's team is trying to sign, Sheshko,
Shesko.
right? And I think
He can't do it
that'll
by
be
himself. So.
well, true.
True,
That'll
yeah.
be-
England is
So
comfortably coming out of that. You're going to pack up half of those guys. The
yeah.
only person
Yeah.
I think that you should be scared of in Serbia is Mitrovic. That one knows how to take over a game by scoring
Yeah.
and getting someone sent off. So
yeah, I think Serbia have some decent players. It's just that they've
yeah,
not
they have
been.
Vlahovic too.
Vlahovic, there's the Milankovic Savic or something. There was a
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that guy
Yeah,
was in
There's another
Lazio for a long
decent
time.
midfield.
I
Yeah,
mean,
decent midfielder.
teams just from tournament experience. Teams like Serbia, you either beat them 4-0 or that game is going to be a game that you don't want to play.
Yeah.
You allow them
Make
to
it
score.
for England.
for you.
Yeah, you will make the game so hard.
Yeah.
But
That's England's first game. Yeah. So
England's group looks good enough for them. They have some of the world's best players in every position. They should not be not comfortably coming out of that group.
Yeah, they will
Yeah.
be comfortable
Guys coming from
qualify.
the Serbian and Slovenian leagues. Come on, play against Prem winners. Come on.
come on.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Adams, good luck to the English national team. We'll see how it goes. Chooks, good luck on your hate watching of England.
I'll be there.
You'll be there. All right. Let's switch our attention to another nation that I think the host nation, Germany, right? I've seen a lot of people say, "Wow, like their midfield is looking good. It's looking like it's stacked with a lot of quality." Julian Nagelsmann, the coach, is going to have some sort of headache. Trying to select like the perfect balance for the midfield. Chooks, let me come to you. So there are names like Leroy Sané, Gundogan, Musiala, Toni Kroos. There's Robert Andrich. I think he's Bayer Leverkusen. There's Pavlovic as well. So it looks like a stacked midfield. What are your expectations for Germany? Do you think they will be? Do you think they will go further than England?
I don't know. I won't make any bold claims yet, but I like that the German national team do.
Yeah.
I was able to watch. I think it was Greece that they played last.
Yeah,
Greece,
yes.
Havertz scored.
Scored.
Yeah, they I mean, it's Germany. Plus, they have a coach that has a lot of tactical know-how. Toni Kroos last tournament, I think emotionally that can propel them far in the tournament. just from that standpoint. And if you look, when I was looking at like Germany and France, they've played almost the same lineups for the last 3-4 friendlies that they've played. So you can already predict, unlike England, that every formation you see is somebody different. I mean, not a diss to England, but one day Foden's on the left, the other game is on the right, or Trent plays right back this game, goes to midfield the next game. With Germany, it's the same. They've been playing a 4-2-3-1. Cruz and that what's his name? The Andrik, either Gundogan or Musiala in the middle, then Sane or Nabri or Wirtz. The only thing is that they don't have too much striking options up top. It might not really matter when you have someone like Sane running at defenders. All you need to do is just Germany too. I don't think they've ever played with like a focal 9. This is their new generation. But they have a lot of young German players coming up. The defender from Dortmund, very, very good on his feet in the air. The Schlotterbeck.
Schlotterbeck, yes.
Very, very good.
I think this guy is also good as well. The striker, Nicolas Fulkrug. I think he's decent as well.
They have this kid too from, I think he's Hoffenheim, Maximilian Bayer. I saw him against Ukraine. He looked good.
Yeah, so they have options off the bench plus Pascal Gross too. Some experience, someone that can come in and manage, and Gross can play almost 6 positions. I mean, we see it for Brighton. But these are some of the things that Germany, if Kai can drop into the midfield, they get someone on. These are things that you will not appreciate until those second half of the game. You need to switch up. You're playing against a team that you need to just switch up your whole formation and play style. So Germany, they are very fluid. Then you have guys like Gundogan, Cruz that have six UCLs. Gundogan, treble winner. How many times has he won? So you have guys that are already in the moment. The moment is not going to get too big for them. So they have that good mixture of winners and young players. I think Germany is one of the teams. Nobody's really putting them in that list of like.
Yeah.
And and to be fair, you can't put every team into that list. But Germany is not a team where I'd be like I would sleep on them. In a close game, they have difference makers and experienced vets, plus young boys like that. Wirtz, Sane that can within 2 seconds.
They can just switch it up and then
into something. So if I was to pick who I think will go far, you have to be Germany just off face value. But then again, with tournament football, I hate making predictions because there's always one random team that's going to knock one of these.
Especially before you see each team play.
Yeah, before you see each team play. Yeah, but no, Germany on paper they look very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. I think they do. And as we were speaking, I was just shaking my head because Germany's first game is against Scotland. Oof. Not looking good for the Scots.
You guys are about to hear good tag.
What do you think? Just even as looked at the list and they look very impressive. It just feels like Germany, they have it in them just to capitulate. Like there's still that. Remember especially from previous tournaments, I think the World Cup and then the last Euros as well. I know they've stepped up a notch, they've improved, but they still have that soft center about them. Like if they're not on it, your team can actually surprise them. So I'm sure Scotland will be looking at them. I'm like, why not? And Scotland, looking at their qualifiers, decent results, beat Spain in Glasgow, So who's not to, anything can happen anywhere, like I always say, but Germany are the hosts, they are hosting first game of the tournament. Really looking forward to that first game. Okay, right. Yeah, Adams, do you want to say anything about Germany before we leave them, I think?
I think Chooks touched on everything. I'm just excited to see Jamal Musiala and to see what he brings to the team. And like you said, Toni Kroos's last tournament, that would be something to behold. We know for sure that Toni Kroos, he's going to be there. And I think that means what's his name? Kimmich has to play fullback then. because now that Toni Kroos is back, he plays in number 6, and Gundogan. I think Gundogan is the captain, so he has to play, and that leaves just one more spot open in the midfield. I think he'll probably go to Florian Wirtz, and yeah, I'm just here to see what Havertz can offer again up top. They said he's the starting line, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm sure Chooks is gonna be backing his boy.
Well, I'm
To deliver.
I'm looking at some of your guys though, Pius. I'm looking at Billy Gilmore. What can he do for me against? I'm looking at John McGinn,
Scott McTominay.
And then
My goodness.
Chooks, the legend himself. Chooks probably remember Kieran Traney.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Robertson came too.
Yeah,
Huh?
Robertson.
Yeah, he'll be.
Yeah, Robertson.
Yeah, Robertson.
We'll say a comfortable 3-1. One of
How about this boy?
Gets one goal.
This boy from Brighton, did he get called up? Evan Ferguson. Is he Scottish?
No.
Yeah, I think
Irish. He's Irish.
He's Irish. Oh, too bad.
He's Irish. Yeah, he's Irish. Yeah, the player that a lot of Scots were looking forward to, the youngster, the Liverpool youngster Ben Doak. Sad. Unfortunately, he just got injured. Just the last tournament game, he got injured. So
Maybe if he didn't get injured, Scotland would have won the whole thing. Who knows?
My goodness.
Now they're stuck with Che Adams. They're stuck with
Che Adams.
Oh man, some of the names in here, man.
That Scotland lineup, brother. I don't know how to tell you this truthfully.
I think about it is that, no, of course, the quality of player, you're looking at the caliber in terms of where they play. They're just like, oh my goodness. But at the end of the day, football, they just team spirit, you never can say. Like I mentioned,
it's 11 versus 11, Abi.
Yeah, the shock Spain in qualifying. So who knows? Anything can happen. Yes. Right. Okay. So let's switch our attention to another powerhouse. Another powerhouse like Germany. They've won the tournament 3 times. So they and Germany are the joint highest number of winners of the European tournament. That's Spain. I saw them yesterday. I saw highlights of the pre-tournament friendly against Northern Ireland. They look good. They look good as well. A very young team, good players. Nobody's the pressure is off them. Unlike previous Spanish teams where there's always that tag of favorites, but nobody's really tagging them as favorite. They look decent. Lamine Yamal, Pedri. I really like Nico Williams, the Atletico Bilbao boy. Very good, very skillful. Can beat his man. He's not afraid of taking you on. What's his name now? I'm looking at Alvaro Morata, who was the highest goal scorer in qualifying as well. So, well, what can we say? What's his name? Rodri as well from Manchester City, decent. I'll just say the only thing is I'm looking at their defense and I'm like, maybe they'll be suspect there, But I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. Adams, let me come to you. Let me start with you. Defense, there's Marc Cucurella that is there.
I was about to say
Laporte, Nacho Carvajal. Yeah. Adams.
Yeah. I think I haven't really paid attention to them, to be honest with you. But like you said, they don't have a lot of spotlight shining on them. It almost feels like people are allowing them to rebuild, right?
Yeah.
They have a lot of young players. And their defense, to be honest, I don't know a lot about the players that they took to the tournament. But I know Laporte might play. I saw Cucurella playing. I think he had a decent game too. I'm not too sure about their defense, like you said. But one of the players that I'm looking forward to seeing this tournament is Nico Williams. I've heard a lot about him. I watched their friendly game against Brazil. the one where
Yeah,
Hendrick scored, I think
yeah,
maybe
3-3,
equalized or
3-3 draw.
scored.
Yeah,
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 equalized. And he had a good game. And I mean, Yamin Lamar, what a player, man. What a
man.
player. That guy
Was he going
is
to talk about him towards later on in the show? Like,
okay, yeah.
yeah,
But and another player that I really like is Danny Olmo. Is one player
yeah.
that a lot of people don't pay attention to. I think he's going to have a good tournament too. You talked about Pedri. Pedri is somebody that, it almost feels like he has fallen off the last 2-3 years. So this is a big
Mm.
tournament for him. There are other names have come up ever since he burst into the scene, and he had that really good year where I think he followed it up with the World Cup as well. And since then, people have not. I think injuries and Barca's form has been poor. So this is a big tournament for him. I think he needs this tournament to sort of put his name back out there as one of the foremost guys of the next generation. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play as well. Yeah, I think they are sort of like dark horses in
Yeah,
tournament, but yeah, they're still building up, sort of like in that rebuild phase.
yeah. They will definitely get to the latter stages of the tournament, round of 16 quarterfinals. Then we'll see what happens from there. But decent team. I'm just laughing. I'm looking at the striking option. I'm seeing Ayoze Perez. Remember him?
Yes, sir.
As a player,
Yeah,
is playing for Spain.
yeah. He's playing for Spain, man.
They
He's
took
not,
him.
like, he's not definitely not starting, but he's an option for them. There's Joselu there as well, the hero from the Champions League semi-final against Bayern. So yeah, good luck to Spain. We'll see how it goes. Chooks, let me come to you. The team you said you're sort of rooting for, the French national team. The French national team, right? Another team that looks stacked. Another pre-tournament favorite. People are like, "Ooh, that French team looks like they have two teams. That can play. Defense, look good. Konate, Bemicano, Saliba. And Hernandez, I think from AC Milan or so. Then midfield,
Yeah,
Kante. Yeah, so it looks like another star-studded team, another pre-tournament favorite. But they've
Oh
kind
yeah.
of. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Oh no, they've kind of what?
No, I wanted to say like in previous Euros, like 2016, they lost in the final. Then the last time, I think they were knocked out by Switzerland in the round of 16.
Yeah, the round of 16.
Yeah.
No, I mean France. I think I picked, or I had particular interest in them after 2016 Euros, and that's the one European team I've been supporting faithfully since then. And yeah, no, I think France, they definitely have to be favorites. In my opinion, they have the best player in football right now. So they, with that comes a lot of expectation. And if you look at their team, it's just every position, they just have close to world-class players. I know Saliba might not start, but even if Saliba doesn't start, Konate easily one of the better defenders in the world. Theo Hernandez, one of the best fullbacks. Koundé, when he plays for France, is different than what you see in Barcelona. And then you also have, Kante farewell too. Kante is no slouch. At some point, best defensive midfielder in the world.
Yeah.
Then obviously you have
those Madrid boys as well.
And I was coming to that. Camavinga, Meni, and you also have Griezmann too. Might be his last tournament. We don't know. Maybe not. And then the biggest headache people have, we saw it when they played Argentina, is you cannot allow Mbappe to start running around. So you're gonna have to commit 2-3 players to him. What does that leave open? Giroud, all that space in the air, Griezmann, all that space in the middle to do what he does. And then up the bench, they have Coman, they have that the PSG kid. What's his name?
Yeah, Bakula. Yeah, Zaire Emery and Bakula as well.
Bakula.
They have
one player that I wish we did not call back. Kolo Please. There you go. Man, is still there. It's too many stuff and
so many options, man.
many options. And then the part everybody doesn't remember is they went from Lawrence to Mayan. Big
Almost like an
upgrade.
upgrade. Like, you honestly, it's almost
Yeah,
like an upgrade.
almost. Big upgrade. And one thing about at least French football that I've noticed is when you look at some of the clips that they put out, obviously, they won't show people fighting, but there's this camaraderie that they have. It feels like they're all brothers. And another thing too, I like to put out there, not to make it this topic, is a lot of them are black, and I feel like that really brings them together, because the only few white players used to be Loris, and Giroud. Griezmann is a black man. I don't care. But that helps, because they are all immigrants. They are all parents probably had the same upbringing. So to an extent, they kind of all feel like brothers.
Yeah.
And you see it when they win together. Even the Switzerland game, that was all on Mbappe. But nobody said anything. It was like, yeah, we lost together.
Yeah.
So France is very, very scary. I mean, we saw it in the World Cup. They have the ability. That England game, Adams can remember it. England were peppering.
Bro, I thought we had them in that game, man.
Yeah.
And in a second, one Giroud header,
man. But Harry Kane
pass. Obviously, Harry Kane sold it with the penalty, but they have too many dynamic game changers. I personally don't like Giroud, because when he was at Arsenal, I didn't see all the great qualities he had. But outside his Arsenal career, he's someone that can just get you something out of very one pass in the air. He's able to bring it down, either for an assist or a score. Griezmann can pick you apart, and obviously Mbappe. If Mbappe is like, you guys, we're not going to lose this game. And the thing is with France, what makes France so dangerous is evidence day. It's not like you're just trying to bring out something out of bring out a rabbit out of the magician's hat. We've seen it on each given game. Somebody can take over in that front, and then you now have Kamavinga legs, Chumeni legs, Kante legs. Then they can switch it up, bring in Rabiot. They can pick you differently. And one thing about France too is those longer games, they are built for it, because those boys can run. Yeah, except something freakish happens. I don't know. I don't see too many teams that can hang with France, except they do what they did last Euros and beat themselves.
Yeah. As France, speaking, sorry to cause as you're just calling those names, I was just laughing because I just remember there was a clip, one of those I think it's one of those Paul Messing in Sky was saying something around England have I'm not like these names were calling for France, but I don't think England is touching them.
They're not, especially in the midfield.
I don't think
that French midfield
from defense. Have you seen England's goalkeeper? Apart from maybe Ramsdale, he's like bottom half of the table. Goalkeeper to defense is like bottom half of the table.
It's like France is really like headache for this guy, the coach, man, Didier Deschamps. It's crazy. I don't think
there's no headache there. That's the thing about him. Like for them, there's no headache there.
What about Deschamps is he's going to play some of the guys that, and that's always the good thing about having a coach like that. Obviously, his Saliba decision is not something that I quite like, but at the same time, that's why he's the manager, because he's like, okay, William Saliba is exceptional, whatever, but the way he wants to play and the way he can win, Saliba will not. Same thing we see with Rabiot, or like when they had Matuidi playing over Kante, the 2016 Euros. The guy just knows this is what we're going to play, and it takes them far in the tournament. And that's what you need in your coach. You don't have to agree with who he selects. But
it makes it so plain. Sorry, Trooks. It makes it so plain. Like you don't try to make it. You don't make it
political. It's like this guy is starting. This guy is starting. This guy is on the bench. Early, you hear it 2 weeks before the tournament. I'm sure Adams. If I tell you if all of us make a prediction of what will be England's starting lineup on, I think they play on Saturday. We don't know. But France, we know, because they are playing the same. They are playing Canada right now. It's the same lineup that we're going to see on Friday or whenever they play. No, France definitely. I'll be watching every single. I'm watching every single Euros game, obviously. But France, I'll have my French jersey on for that one.
Yeah.
See my boy
Now.
Kylian. Light it up.
Yeah, I think it's looking exciting. I think I was looking at blockbuster group stage games, and I think France versus the Netherlands is one to keep in your diary.
Oh yeah, that's going to be one of those games that you have to be there. I think that's also
I think it's
their second game. So
yeah, the second game. Yeah,
Netherlands they are playing. I'm looking at it, they are playing Austria. Oh, France is playing Austria first. Netherlands is playing Poland.
Yeah.
So they might probably win both. So whoever wins that France-Netherlands game is probably coming out the group top.
Tops, yeah. I think so too.
Matchup. What a matchup that is. That's like that's an African derby, to be fair.
Yeah, when you're looking Depay, Frimpong,
Van Dijk.
Yeah, that's where England lost us. At least if you colonize those, use our boys, isn't it?
They have your boy, man. They have your boy, Bukayo. They have
Izzy there.
We need more. But to be honest, there's a video I can share it to you guys now. Chat after. It was I don't know if you watch this. Use a YouTube channel called Vox. They usually do like explain. They have some episodes on Netflix where like they do deep dives into like different topics. But there's an explained on France, like why France is so good and how they embraced a lot of their black players early on. Because if you think of legend French players, I mean, Platini one is there, but you think of the Macaroni,
Ram,
Senegalese guys.
He's always Algerian descent.
Zidane.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Chicks.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, racism still exists in France, but when it came to the national team, they embraced a lot of those players, and it wasn't a thing of when they lost. Like there's that Netflix show on like captains during the World Cup. They're talking about when Senegal beat France for the first time. It was a big deal because a lot of French players are from Senegal.
Yeah,
and it wasn't a thing of where even the Senegalese French players were fighting each other. They were even happy for Senegal itself. So when you have a national team, however they select players that is embracing those boys and also picking players that are playing well, you won't see something like the Maguire thing where you're just picking somebody based off maybe merit, or someone like Grealish getting upset that he didn't get picked. When you don't play, you're not at the levels. But you look at the French national team, there's no one player where you're like, this guy should not be here. Guys are getting picked based off their form, their ability. Probably maybe that might be the reason why I like France the way I do. They just embrace their African heritage. They're not scapegoating one person. Like people saw the whole thing. I think people are blowing it out of proportion, the whole Saka thing in this instance. But we see it all the time. They win. You put maybe food in. The Saka didn't even play up to 20 minutes this last game.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
They'll put his face as the face of defeat. And then there's a catalog of instances like that where those media, you don't see that thing with some other countries. And you can't tell me that doesn't have an effect on even some of the players that would want to play for England. It's why we tell maybe guys like Eddie, just go and play for Ghana. Now you've used that one cap, and to be fair, you are never going to get to that point where you even play for England again. Or what they did with Sterling. You end up being scapegoats. And that's the whole topic for another day. But no, France, please, that France-Netherlands game, Adams, you're right, man, is going to be a coup d'etat. Whoever wins that game will mount their flag in the middle of pitch.
Yeah, that's going to be the deciding game for that group, I feel. Okay, I think we've touched on some of the favorites. Let's look at the best of the rest, right? I'm looking at number one team. I'm looking at Croatia. Nobody really talks about them.
No, we are talking about Croatia. Croatia is a dangerous team.
Yeah, because
have you seen their form the last 6 games? They've been waxing guys left and right.
Yeah, I think they watched yesterday.
Yeah, I watched some of the minutes from that game, and someone tweeted that. Someone was like, "Can you imagine Croatia just beat Portugal?" And someone tweeted, "Actually, Croatia can do that to any team."
Yeah, They've been hanging with teams.
Yeah.
The last,
Remember that last World Cup against Brazil? You know,
Oh,
they
that
had
game,
this.
man. That game
They're,
paid me,
they're,
man.
they're like cockroaches, man.
they
They don't
just
die.
don't go away. Yeah, they won't go away
They don't
because
go away.
just feel
And I
like
think Modric, this is his last tournament as well.
yeah,
Modric, right?
that's
Yeah.
And they've maintained. I think it's the same coach, the same core of players. So and they're always there. 2018 World Cup, lost
They've
the
been
final
on
in France.
To be honest, now we're talking about it. I think that Croatia's group. I think they have Italy, Spain, and Albania.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
tough. That's like
Tough
a
group.
group of
That's
death.
a very
That's
tough
a very tough group because
Yeah,
the Albanians too don't go down easy.
They don't play.
Yeah.
I told you about my boy. Watch
Yeah,
out.
they don't go down easy.
and they're very defensively solid as well. They just hired the Brazilian Silvini also, and I think I was reading somewhere they said they've not anytime they score, if they score first, they don't lose. So that would be very interesting if they take the lead in the game.
Croatia, yeah, definitely. That's I don't think anybody should sleep
on them. Yeah, I think
The group that looks easiest is the one the Belgian group. I think they will easily kick off
Slovakia,
that group. Ukraine,
Romania, Ukraine.
and Slovakia.
That's some really poor teams there.
yeah, I think if Belgium should get their act together, I think they should do enough to I know Belgium is coming off. I think their golden generation is gone now. They had that golden generation tag for previous tournaments.
Some of their golden players are playing soccer age instead of getting ready for the Euros. But we will not say who. We'll say who.
This is not
But
the
the one that is there now, let him carry them.
We'll not
The one
say
that is there.
That's
The
like
best player in the world
Modric
now.
Modric, Cruz, Kante are getting farewell tour. That guy is doing first aid ball.
The one that is
in
there
Stamford.
you save them now.
Let's also mention Portugal as well. 100% record in qualification for this tournament. Won all their games. So just to bring in sorry, I wanted to bring in as a reference to this Portugal discourse we're talking about. I think I saw where they talking about Wilfred Ndidi, like Nigeria post-match conference, where he was saying something like, "Oh, because we're Nigeria, we don't expect to beat everybody in the qualification." And somebody said in the comment section that Portugal beat everybody in their own qualification. They have 2 heads, 24 points. They beat everybody, So what is so like? Yeah, just by the way, was just like, yeah, Portugal 100% record in qualification. And I was also looking at their team, the potential starting 11. I'm like, this is a decent team as well. And there was no Ronaldo in that starting 11 anyways. But that's still a decent looking starting 11. Pedro Neto, Goncalo Ramos, Diogo Jota, João Felix, Bruno Fernandes, João Palinha. That's a decent looking team,
Bernardo Silva.
Yeah. I don't know, Adams. You what do you think about them? Latter stages.
Yeah,
of course.
I think they as well, they'll find it hard to pick their 11. Like, it's going to be one of those ones where, just like England, they won't know what to settle for. It will be political with the whole Ronaldo issue. Does he start? Does he come off the bench? The coach has to deal with that. There's just a lot for the coach to deal with. And the coach is what's his name? Martinez, right? Yeah, so
Roberto Martinez.
I like them too. I like that player. One of the players that I'll be looking forward to seeing is Bruno Fernandes. I think if all goes well,
Bruno Fernandes.
I think in a way I don't like Bruno Fernandes. I'm not a fan. Let me not say I don't like. I'm not a fan of Fernandes and United, but I think the guy is quite underrated. His numbers are good, are decent, are good.
I don't think he's underrated. I think he's rated quite fine.
Okay. I just feel like maybe he doesn't get, but you can also be right as well, because I was looking at the stats and highest number of assists in qualification coming into this tournament, so not bad at all. I think in midfield as well, I think there are some of those sporting players that are also very good. I think there's one guy that top clubs in Europe we're looking at. Is it Gonzalo Inacio or something?
Oh yeah, Inacio. That's one to watch.
Yeah, decent players, since you also said it, let's just switch our attention to the ones to watch then in these tournaments. There will always be that would you say breakout star or somebody that would all these tournaments has the eyes of the world watching. So they'll be like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, we didn't know who this guy was before, but coming out to the tournament, they'll be like, oh, this is the guy my club should sign, or this is So I think Inaso was one of them. I think we've mentioned Nico Williams in Spain. It's a bit, we know him, but I think this tournament might give him a bit more, exposure. I don't know if you guys have any other names that's coming to you now.
I think
Mudrik, this Euro, others hear me out. Invest the last
Oh my god.
the last penny you have on my Mudrik stocks for the Euros.
well, they're in a decent group, shot. So they're playing Romania and Slovakia. So you expect that's their level. So he should be able to do something there. But I think Belgium have this guy from PSG. Is it PSV? It's PSV? Or I think it's PSV. This Bakayoko boy, John Bakayoko, is someone that I think if he plays, because there's still Jeremy Doku, there's Trossard. So if he plays, I think he has good prospects. And
there's also the guy in Leipzig, Luis. Is he Leipzig? Or he was formerly in Leipzig. Luis Openda. Great guy.
Yes. Leipzig.
Openda. Yeah. Great guy. Great guy.
Great player too. And look out for my boy Armando Broja, man. Look out for Broja against Albania, against Italy, Croatia, and Spain.
That's like me saying, look out for Kivio for Poland.
Dude, come on. Don't disrespect
just shouting out Chelsea players
bro, disrespect, bro.
Bro, disrespect, bro, man. Bro is a gunman, but it was the ACL injury. I think he had that good season in Southampton where he was scoring goals.
That guy is shooting those old Nigerian guns, and when you shoot it, Send a gunman.
Don't worry. You see. And who else? We talk about Šeško too, right? I think he's someone that we can watch out for.
And I think everybody would just be watching Šeško just to see.
Yeah.
Just to see his meaning. I know I haven't started talking about transfers yet. But I think I'll be watching him closely because I don't think Arsenal will be able to get him. But
you don't think?
Those players the reports have been mixed. And with Arsenal, I always know when we're not going to get a player. Try once Chelsea gets involved. But one thing I do know is comps cannot fool me again. So I need to actually watch him.
The
eye test, man. Because comps, somebody can. I don't know if you saw that picture of Sabinus when he was about to strike the ball. Guy looked like he sent that. I was like, So comps, because all they're doing is picking out highlights, his best highlights. So I'll have I don't know if you're able to play minutes because Mitrovic and Vlahovic is those are not players that typically get subbed off early.
Wait, is he from their country? I thought he's from Slovakia.
No. I think it's not from Serbia.
Sorry. I'm thinking about Serbia now. But is he the one that's going to start?
I think he's going to play.
Yeah,
he's going to play because they don't have a lot of it's him. Who else is there? I know they have. Is there where Oblak is from? I think Oblak is from there, right?
I'm not sure. I think Oblak is from Czech.
Slovakia or Slovenia. It is Slovenia. Hold on, I think he might be from Slovenia actually. All these Slovenia, Serbia, these countries are like.
Yeah, I think Šeško is from Slovenia. That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Slovenia. Yeah.
Yeah, he's from.
So he's from Slovenia. There's Ilicic. There's Oblak. Who else is there?
Benjamin Šeško.
Yeah, so he's definitely going to get minutes if he's fit.
Yeah,
so we'll be watching out for him.
Yeah, another thing is that we've been talking about teams this Euros, and funny enough, we've not mentioned the defending champions. Can you believe that? We're not even talking about them as
Italy?
Italy.
Italy.
It just
Yeah,
looks like
I was going to say one player that you should look out for is Calafiori, or what's that his name? That defender from Bologna. Chelsea is linked to
decent.
him, so and he did very well for Thiago Motta.
Please, I think Italy are going to get bounced early. They don't have enough.
Yeah,
That's what
I
they
think
said the
just,
last time too.
no, I think the last
I
time
mean,
that last time they were decent.
that
But
last Euros, their
but
path to that Euros.
Okay, yeah, they
I'm
had
just
those
looking at
Chilean them.
see that all those guys just mass retired or something. I'm just like, did they just have like mass retirement? I just have Insigne,
Chiellini,
Chiellini, Bonucci, those guys.
Bonucci.
Yeah, those guys use farewell to win. Which can't they? Maybe out for me.
Very well to win.
They use farewell. No, they
Remember
use
that the way Chiellini, what's that his name? Dragged
Chiellini,
You can't find out, man.
Out.
I actually,
Chiellini.
I'm telling you, man,
sorry.
that farewell tax. Yeah, go ahead, first.
It was a
I'll just say,
farewell drag.
and they're looking at that last Euro. Though I'm not an England fan, but I felt bad for England because I felt that final was for them. Like they just had they just had that final. Like Italy just somehow just held on, just found the way to equalize, and
Well,
that was just it.
Same way. Abi, they brought Premier League champion banner to the Emirates. Sometimes football is not for you. You gotta win the game. There's no need of talking who it is for and who it's not for. England was presented a chance to win, and they could not win.
Oh man!
But Italy, I don't know, bro. They don't just look. You know when somebody serves you food and the food probably tastes good, but it's just not appealing. Like you look at it, it's just not appealing. Like look at that Italian team. Like they don't take you off your feet. No, but like reason it now. It's like okay, like me, right? I don't like obono soup, just the way it looks. But if you eat it, it's not bad. But that's the Italian team. Like it's like yeah, they might go far or not, but just looking at them on paper, they stink. Like you're seeing names of guys that you don't even know for Italy. Come on.
Like the only names I remember, I know they were Raspadori, Scamacca, Barella in Inter
You have to remember
Milan.
Scamacca now, of course.
Of course, I know. The brace at Anfield, I know at Atalanta, yes.
Yeah, you have to remember Scamacca. Nah, Italy, I don't know. We'll see. It's one of those ones where you have to just watch.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they cook because that group they are in is not.
Yeah, that's why I feel for them. Spain, Croatia,
and my boys Albania.
Yeah,
man,
so
it's not looking good for Italy, man. They probably finished last place in that group.
Bro,
absolutely.
Maybe out for us.
Okay, guys. I think finally before we move on from the Euros, who are you guys looking at for like golden boot winners this Euros? Before we move on, I know Adams, you're looking at Harry Kane, right? You're not looking for that Harry Kane.
It has to be my boy, man. It has to be my boy Harry Kane. Definitely,
yeah.
He's going to score goals.
I know.
Mbappe is going to show Madrid fans a taste. I know
you're going to see Mbappe.
He's going to show my Madrid fans a taste of what they are going to see. By the way, I want you people to know now. Next season, we're incorporating La Liga because I'm taking my talents to Madrid, Spain. I'm gonna order my official white Madrid jersey. My boy Mbappe is in Madrid. And what does that mean? I'm also in Madrid. Vamos.
Madrid star. Vamos!
The boys are
all right.
The boys are migrating to Spain.
Let's go to Spain.
People are going to Spain and we're looking at the Madrid debates. Let's talk about Hendrick and Lamine Yamal, right? Those are two key players for key players. I would say 2 young stars that are looking like emerging talents that are looking like, oof, these are the ones that will be the next, the next big things, right? So,
For me,
Adams, let me
man,
come to you. Yeah, let's go ahead.
the whole Lamine Yamal thing and Barcelona. For me, I think right now what Barcelona
Yeah,
should do is they just need a 3 to 5 year strategy. I don't like that Yamal is playing that amount of minutes that he's playing as a 16-year-old. It does not make any sense to me. Like next season, I don't think it's optimal for him to play, to be the guy that will be relying on, to be that's the thing. I think that's the difference. That's probably going to be the difference between Hendrick and him, because Hendrick is going to a Madrid team that is established. You have time to ease himself in. He's
definitely.
probably
Yeah.
not going to have a lot of scrutiny on him because he has guys that are going to take the weight off his shoulder. He has Vinicius, Mbappe, Rodrigo. So there are just too many guys there, and he's just going to come in and whenever he can do, you have that
But I'm
growth,
just looking
that
at,
time to grow.
yeah, I'm just looking at
I,
Madrid. How did they even fit all those guys in?
yeah,
But that's
for
another
Barca,
topic for
man,
another day.
they need to protect Yamal because he's an extraordinary talent. Like what that guy is able to do at the age of 16 is crazy. And if you look at history now, look at guys like Ansu Fati, even look at guys like Eden Hazard, Wayne Rooney, that played so much when they were young. They started playing so early, playing senior football so early, men's football so early, with a lot of minutes. We see that those guys, they don't tend to have that longevity in the game, right? So I think Barca right now, they just need to protect. They need to protect him. I know
Yamal, yeah.
obviously he wants to play too. Even the same conversation goes to Bukayo Saka. Those players need to be protected sometimes, maybe from themselves. It will be intriguing to see in the years to come. But I think right now, Hendrick probably, man, I feel I like Yamal better because he's a technician. He's so good on the ball. He's so gifted. The way he can take on players, his ability to maneuver space, shoot the ball, pass the ball. He's really good. But I think he's at a disadvantage because of the way his team is set up right now.
Fair point. Fair point. I think I totally agree with you. Choose. Let me come to you, your boy. Since you're now a Madridista, vamos, Hendrick. What do you have to say about Hendrick? Are you looking forward to him next season? How do you see his minutes?
Nah, I to be honest, I haven't watched much of the guy, so he just looks short. Maybe he might be a good footballer, but nobody will be able to tell until he grows a little bit. Maybe the next 4 or 5 years. Lamar, on the other hand, I've seen, maybe because what you're saying is true. You see more, you've seen more of him in like games. Hendrick, I mean, I would take what he does in Brazil as face value. In Madrid, he might not really get to start playing until now with Vinicius. We saw now a few years down the line. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know too much on Hendrick. Lamar, on the other hand, that is a footballer right there. The only problem with players starting up that young is when he grows a little bit, he might lose just a little of what he's giving you now. Hopefully, he doesn't get injured. But if I'm to pick one person right now, I'll pick Yamal.
Yamal. Cool. Right. That's fine. That's noted. Okay. We're winding down towards the end of the show. The Adams. Let's quickly touch on our darling Super Eagles, right? before we end the show, right? Just smiling. Of course, it's our darling team. we saw them in action in the African World Cup qualifiers on Friday. 1-1 draw with South Africa. Well, we'll say right now the result was not too good, especially since we're playing at home. And then looking at our performances so far in the qualifiers, 3 games played, 3 draws, 3 points. Look at the positive side, we're unbeaten. But then 3-1-1 draws against Lesotho, especially against teams like Lesotho and Zimbabwe. That is criminal. I'm sorry, no disrespect to Lesotho and Zimbabwe, but that 1-1 draws, especially at home against Lesotho. Come on, that's bad. But the game against South Africa that we saw, for me, I think my take is Finidi George this is like his first competitive game, right? So I will give him that, excuse that okay, he's still trying to see how he can fit in the players and see where he can play them, especially since we're changing our style of play coming from the AFCON, where we're a bit defensive to where we're a bit more where we're now a bit more expansive, as it seems. The game wasn't that, I don't know. I think the first half wasn't so good from us. South Africa had felt dominated at first half, but the second half we came in, we started we meant business. We needed to come back firing, and then we got that early goal equalizer early in the second half, which was good. But unfortunately, we couldn't build on that to get the winner. But looking at the overall statistics, I think 16 shots at goal, not bad, not a bad return. Of course, disappointing that we didn't get a win. I think Nigeria should be a bit more circumspect, right? I know after the game we're all disappointed. I think I was also disappointed, ranting. But then when you sleep over it and then you think about it the next day, you're like, South Africa is not a bad team. Like, let's even put that into perspective. Like, this was a team that finished third in the last AFCON. They defeated Morocco, which was like people's pre-tournament favorite in that AFCON, which are also no pushovers in African football. So I think let's not, get carried away and say, oh yeah, of course we're playing at home, and of course we are the Super Eagles, so we expect to win. But looking at that, South Africa are a decent team as well. So we can spin that and say, yeah, fine, okay, we move on. The coach is going to learn from that and then tweak his tactics. So yeah, so there's a game tomorrow against Benin Republic on a neutral ground in Abidjan. So that's because Benin Republic, I think their stadium did not meet FIFA's standard. So they have to play the game in a neutral venue in Abidjan. We want to see how that goes. I'm expecting a resounding victory tomorrow. I think Finidi George has that first game out of the way. He has assessed everything. No excuses. Victor Boniface should be starting, please. Just get the job done. That's all I have to say. There's nothing. Just get the job done. 2-0, 3-0, 3 points, and then we'll see where we are. I think we'll win that game tomorrow. We're currently 5th right now in a 6-team group that has Lesotho and Zimbabwe. But I think it's a fluid kind of situation. I think we'll win tomorrow. And where I'm looking at the other group games, I think we might end up second at the end of tomorrow when all the fixtures are played, or the other teams are played on Tuesday. So yeah, I think we'll be fine. The Adams, let me get your take before we close the show.
Yeah, like you said, immediately after the game, the reactions were, they were pretty angry about some of the things that we saw. But if you look back at the game, I think we did a couple things well. We created a lot of chances. We just sounds like same old story. We just lacked that killer instinct in finishing some of the chances that were created. I really liked Iwobi.
Yeah.
That game, especially second half. He was a lot more positive. He progressed the ball a lot. I know he had some questionable moments. He had some. He had a couple. He had a couple, but
he had a couple. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, Adams. He had a good game. Shoots.
Yeah.
You're not saying anything.
Yeah,
You're not saying anything. Adams, close off his mic. I don't know. Shoots is like you have an agenda against Iwobi. I don't know. I knew you were going to say something bad. He had a good game. Say it.
Yeah, I think he was all right. He had a good game, especially having more license to go forward and not having so much defensive responsibilities. Ndidi coming back into the team, we saw what he could do as the number 6. Yeah. He was good on the ball. It was a little rusty, but I think he did well. And we missed the partnership of Semi Ajayi and Ekong. I felt like the back four was a little shaky. Bright Osai and Timu, or what's his name? I forgot his name.
Benjamin
Tanimu on the other side. The injuries that we have. I'm really gutted for Dele Bashiru. This is somebody that tried, has tried to get into the Super Eagles team, was in the under-20. He has had a lot of injuries in his career, and to be able to get that goal, he took that goal, beautifully taken goal, and that was a penalty. That was a penalty.
Yes.
Like, it was cleaned out with that tackle. That's one of the most obvious penalty shouts I've ever seen. That was pretty clear. I don't know how that got missed. I feel so bad for him. I don't know. I haven't checked. I don't know. Maybe you probably know better than me. Like, how long is he out for? I hope that he's not out for too long, because finally getting that run in the Super Eagles team. I think that position that he played, he made it his own. He has taken the claim. From what I saw, I didn't start the game, but that second half performance that I saw for the few minutes that I played there, I think he has taken the claim for going forward. We talked about Iheanacho. Iheanacho is somebody in the Super Eagles team, has never had like a nailed down position. We can't say this is the position that he thrives at for the Super Eagles. And he's been how many years now? I don't know, maybe 5, 6 years playing for the Super Eagles, and not to have that moment. Or he has had moments, but not to have, to stake a claim as to your position and be the best at that position, be the number one on that position, is questionable. We'll see what happens. But first half, I heard that he was not in the game in first half. And second half too, it took time. It took time for him to come to the party, like Finidi said in his post-match review. I liked Lookman. I didn't watch first half again. I think Lookman, he kept trying. He wasn't hiding. That's one thing I like about players. Like, even if you're having a bad game, just keep getting at it, keep going at it. And towards the end of the game, he had some opportunities. If we know him, we know that he thrives at those opportunities and usually buries them. But he was unable to do that. But I like that he stayed hungry. I like that he kept trying to run at his man. That's something that was positive for me to see. And I talked about Paulo Noachu starting the game. I don't get that decision. They tried to use him as a focal point, and even at that, he wasn't constantly. He's one of the tallest guys in the pitch, and he couldn't win headers. Like, I didn't get that. Like, the South African defender was maybe sometimes illegally, but I wasn't assured seeing that man like that striker of that size on the pitch. You think that he will intimidate the defenders and win every single area duel that he gets into. It was disappointing. His hold-up play was terrible. Some of the decisions, like the passes that he was giving after even managing to hold up to the ball, was terrible.
I remember one instance where he was just like, just give the
give the ball to the player that was
the winger that was already advancing. Just passing. I don't know, like, what's this guy even doing? Even the fans in the stadium were even like, yes, what are you doing, man? So that added to the anger, like, Boniface, why is he not starting this game? Why is he not? That game tomorrow, right? Once I see that starting that lineup, that's where I will know if he is going to be a serious coach. If I see that starting and I see that
is such a joker that you have off the bench for when things are not going well, you want to go long.
Just lump it. Yeah, exactly.
That's when you bring him on. Like, why you bring? Well, bro, what are you even doing? And Terry Murphy, man, that chance near the end.
No, I like Terry Murphy. I think he's a decent. I think it was just a wrong decision.
If Terry Murphy had started over Onuachu, I would have been alright. I would have still preferred it.
Yeah,
I'd have been okay with that decision. Right?
Why is Onuachu starting over Murphy, please? I just hope Finidi just gets it right anyway tomorrow. That game has gone. I hope he gets it right.
Yeah.
I think Lookman had a good game, but I had my fears. The South African left back Mudau. That guy is someone that it's very hard to beat him 1v1. One of the best defenders. I think was one of, like, he plays in Sundowns. I think they won the CAF Champions League. Like, very good player. Like, and then I think the South Africans are very well coached. I think their coach is a very good coach. Like, sets them up in a way, like, plays to their strengths. And I think there are some chances where they are taking their chances.
Yeah,
they have been singing a very disappointing different song. They are very fast mobile attackers, and they try to exploit that. But anyways, that's by the way. Chooks, I don't
get off your Ubi agenda.
I mean, no, it wasn't. The guy didn't play well.
Okay.
To be honest, half of them didn't play well. I watched that game just so I can join to talk about it, and it was embarrassing to watch. This coach, I don't know. what he's going to do. I remember I was telling people there were so many times like even Lookman would look off Iwobi like on that overlap that they had, and is to be honest, this is one of the reasons why AFCON, in recent times has looked interesting because a lot of teams just rely on individual brilliance as opposed to a manager or a coach setting up a system where players can create some of the same chances over multiple times. You're not just relying on Lookman dribbling two people and creating a shot by himself, or Iheanacho playing in a position that does not exist. Like he's the right-sided striker, but it's almost like he's a cam. And sometimes he's getting in the way of the winger because he's so close to everybody on that right side of the pitch. And you're like, what are you doing? And then he can't give any through passes. So many times he's in a position where you can thread the needle.
Yeah. I think he's just so slow. Like he's
that's not his skill set. Like he's a striker. That's the thing. Like he's a striker. If you're not playing him as a 9, then I don't know.
I don't know what the manager sees that is that, because the talent is there, obviously. Me, I would say we didn't create any chances. Chances just fell into whoever was opportune to be in a position where they had threats. It was honestly very, very boring to watch. It felt like what they call it, secondary school match. Just give the ball to the best player, let him try and dribble everybody. So tomorrow, I don't know what makes it annoying from like someone that is Nigerian and is forced to support the team is the talent is there. I mean, you saw the difference with Wilfred Ndidi playing 6 for us and then the guy that plays for Brentford. What's his name? Onyeka. You just see that maturity, and then you have Europa League winner Lookman. Why can't we create something where these boys what they are good at is shining, as opposed to people just playing like they don't train together? I don't know. I wasn't too impressed. Me, I want Nigeria to make it to the World Cup.
Yeah.
Instead of them complain the World Cup. What is the World Cup without Nigeria and Argentina in the same group?
Exactly. I think you are right in terms of your point. I think the team has the talent, but in terms of coaching,
the coaching,
when they play, it seems like there's no dynamic. Like, what are we trying to like? It seems they're not well coached. And
one thing I will give the old coach we had is, if anything, whether you agree with the play style or not, the team has an identity. We've seen, not to be that person,
but Chuk, sorry.
Hear me out, dude.
I just want to say that. Just something.
I know Pius. No.
I want to say that before you say, the old coach. Remember, this is Finidi's first game.
Yeah.
No.
True,
No doubt. And maybe by some miracle he will change, but that's like the second that used to disappoint. Chuseko was looking like a good footballer,
like Ramos. They were even putting him in the Ramos conversations. I was hearing like, wow, Madrid.
Because a lot of footballers, especially when you are not a superstar. Myself, when I played football in intramurals or wherever, there are positions that I know I cannot play. Adams has met me in real life. I'm about 6'4". If you leave me isolated on the wings, they are going to slaughter me because I don't have the pace.
Yeah.
Imagine a coach is not telling me, oh hey Chooks, no help for you. You always have to be 1v1. Guy, what do you want me to do if the person will beat me all the time? And we see it a lot in like African football. There's no system. We saw in AFCON, there was a system that made people look defensively. Individually, they might not be the best defenders, but that system, at least we knew, okay, we are not going to concede. Obviously, we didn't end up winning the tournament, but it was just impressive to be like, man, we might not score. Well, you people are not scoring us.
But you people said no, Nigeria were about free-flowing football.
Let's say we want to play free-flowing football. The minerals are there. You have Osimhen, probably one of the best transition players in the world, actually.
Yeah.
That can find, and then that transition football, you cannot find one player that can pick apart defenses. There was no, I didn't see one good through ball from him. I haven't seen one good throw from Iwobi.
He gave the assist for the goal now.
He said through ball.
Ah,
Through ball.
One through ball,
Through ball.
one
Oh,
through
okay.
ball where it split the whole team open. It gave
But
somebody.
that's not a skill
Somebody
set
was
now. That's
But,
not
but,
really.
but it actually depends on how the opposition sets up. If there's no space in behind, how does it
But
do the through ball?
even if there's no space, guys, the people that do it know how to do it. Anyway, not
What
to
are
veer
you, what are
to
you trying with
not
those
to-
guys
no,
that
no,
know
no,
how to do it?
not
Guys,
to not to
you try just
not
want
to
to
veer
enter the guy with through ball.
no, not to veer to Iwobi slander. My thing is just if this Finidi George guy does what he did against South Africa moving forward, I don't know. Maybe by some scam, we might end up winning games again to World Cup. But at some point, I want to see. You see countries like Croatia that were not really, top. And then you have players like Osimhen. Osimhen
We're
is
in
a
our
top
golden
striker.
era, and we're wasting
Exactly.
the,
You have guys like
we're wasting away
you're just
with.
wasting. Meanwhile, you see the development Senegal has made, where you are able to start building something. But obviously, as you know, Nigeria, the country in general, will be late to the party. We're going to waste all of this. See guys like Lookman, even Iwobi too. These are players that can ball. You have to make sure that they're in the right system. So I don't know them. I mean, Pius has liked this Finidi George guy. They probably gave him small of that his paycheck that he has hidden. He has hidden how much that contract was. Pius has collected something small. So I don't know. I will also
No, I'm
watch
not
the game
defending him.
tomorrow.
I just say, yeah. Sorry, go on.
I'll be watching the game tomorrow. My eyes will be on a certain Alex.
So you're not serious, guy.
That's your boy,
Alright.
man, from L End. Well, from Ed,
That's it.
like you're supposed to be happy about him. Like,
Hey, man, my eyes will be on him.
All right, guys. Wish Nigeria the best of luck tomorrow. 3 points, nothing less. That's what we expect. Right, guys. So I think we've come to the end. There's just I have like some few questions I wanted to ask you guys on the Euros. Just some quiz questions just to test you guys' knowledge. Okay, I think I just have like okay, 2 questions, just 3 random questions. Right. Okay, let me ask, or should I ask you guys, or should we just end the show? Okay, let's just end the show, guys. Thanks so much, guys, for watching the show. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking our videos. Please don't forget to do the usual. Drop us a comment, please. If you think any of our opinions that you had today were rubbish, please don't hesitate to troll us.
let Chooks know that it will be played well.
Yes, let you know that it doesn't. When it comes to Nigeria, I don't know what he's analyzing. Let him know. Let him know. Let him know. All right, guys. Thanks so much. It was fun doing this. Let's do this again next week, and then the Euros would have started. And yeah, please also keep your eyes peeled on our channel. We are going to be having some Euros match previews and reviews as well. So yeah, that's there to look forward to as well. So guys, take care and see you guys next week.
Vacation. As you see, he's not here. Adams finally unlocked his cage.
Yeah,
let him free.
Uzo finally got PTO, man. Much deserved.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Peace out.
Peace.